Welcome in. I'm going to be doing a bit of Reiki healing, just for the collective. I know energy has just been all over the place. That's probably how all my intros are going to go at this point. But I know it's just been wild. I've been trying to keep up with a series of kind of focusing on different chakras in each video. So tonight I'll be focusing a lot on solar plexus. So this will be your strength. Yep. Protecting from strength. So if you will, I'll be doing a bit of pulling, any heavy energy, and then maybe 10 or 20 minutes into it, I'll dive into the crystal healing portion of this. But let me know, how have you been feeling? How's your week been? I think it's Friday. I lose track of time. And so for the time being, I'll be using selenite, just because it's a high vibrational crystal, has a lot of energy. I know, Rachel. It's been a lot of existential dread. We could dive into that if you want. What is purpose? What lights us up? What makes us feel connected to everything? My week's been good. I'm trying to remember all of it. It's been roller coasters, but it's been good. Hey, Spellbound Girl. How's it going? An emotional week, yep. Been a lot of heavy energy. Hello, hello. Yep, I'm going back to doing lives. Fridays for sure. Mondays I'm trying to do as well. I'm glad that it's helping. I came back from space. I had to go back to my home world for a bit and see what was going on, according to Rachel. I feel like we all just want to get off the planet. It's just been heavy, insane, chaos. And that's the thing. The world has always been in chaos since it began. It's just that us, where we are here with the media, we can see all of it. And so the goal of this is to create a safe space, an open container, where you could feel at peace, where you could feel at ease, where you could feel calm. And let go of that heaviness. Just allow yourself to be in that state of just relaxation, meditation. I'm sorry about that. Breakups are heavy. Breakups are a lot. I'm not too versed in the astrological things happening, but I've heard other people talking that like a lot of either old relationships are coming back together or relationships are kind of breaking apart. And all we could do is kind of sit there with those emotions, that heaviness. Kind of riding the waves, surfing the waves of what heaviness is there. Just allowing us to grieve. And at first it's the shock. Trying to figure out what's happening, what's going on. It's the same thing with grief. With grief, it's just a lot of heavy energy. Like, I talk a lot about grief, but it is love. It's the love that you had for those people. The love you had for them, the love they had for you, and the person you could be with them, and the person they could be with you. Just taking any of that heavy energy, kind of letting it flow back into the earth to be transmuted. A lot of heavy energy. If you could take time to yourself, take time to yourself. Your emotional health is important as well. And I feel like we don't put a lot of emphasis on that. But yeah, anything that we've lost this week, any grief that we're feeling, sit with that emotion. But allow the space for you to process those emotions. A lot of people come in and they instantly start crying. They start breaking down just because, like, it's meant to be a space to just feel the emotions and let go of them. Reintegration with yourself. Last year was hard. You've all been through a lot, and you are all strong. We're all still here, trying to make it work. So any heaviness, allow that to fade away. Allow the space to feel peaceful. And like, I know someone said they're feeling a lot of anxiety about what's happening in the world, and that's why I do this. Hey Coco, how are you doing? There have been some studies where if enough people kind of get into that meditative state at once, normally it's in one location, but this is the best that we can do. You could change the vibration of areas in the world. You could change the vibrations of what's happening in the world. And so the reason I began this was to do that, to try and make some impact. Because I know a lot of us here, if you're here, no matter what, if you're here just kind of vibing, if you're there and you're also kind of confused at what's happening, you're meant to be here. You need that healing. I pray for everyone. There's a lot of suffering that doesn't have to be happening. And like, it's just all over the place. Well, that's what I mean too. Someone had asked me about the Palestinian-Israeli conflict that's happening. The world is always at war. It's a dance. The light and the dark are always dancing together, and that's what I see it as. It is good and it is bad, and at the same time there is no good and there is no bad. Just whatever we take from it, whatever narrative runs through our mind. So this space, I kind of want to clear that energy out. I want it to just be peaceful, just for this hour as we're here together. Yep, anywhere you need this to heal right now, just hold on to that area. Imagine that area being surrounded by radiant light. Searching for different Reiki classes online. I know there's a free one on YouTube just to kind of get the feeling of like what Reiki is, because like anyone could kind of teach it. It just comes down to you to kind of playing around with it and understanding it. I love this little aquarium. Thank you, Anne. Going to be sending out, thank you. I'll be sending just a bit of radiant energy from the selenite, because I feel a lot of heaviness in the heart area. My intention is to heal, and that's the thing with Reiki. Once you're doing Reiki, it has to be compassion. It has to be imagining everyone healing. So Reiki is it literally just stands for like universal life force, universal love. This energy is always around. This is not my energy. This is the energy that's inside of you. And so as a Reiki master, I'm sort of just a conductor to the orchestra. I'm tapping into your subconscious, the part of you that knows how to heal yourself. And so in one of my Reiki classes, it talks about like, if you stub your toe, if you hit your knee on something, if you cut yourself, you instantly want to apply pressure, you instantly want to apply energy to that. And so if you think you're going to heal, you're going to heal. And so I use it a lot just for like emotional stability, to bring us back to center, to bring us back together, to that place of peace, that inner peace. because I talk a lot, I do get into like esoterical stuff where the soul itself, when our souls are in that like realm between worlds, it feels like this. It feels just calm. It feels peaceful. So they say Reiki existed for a very long time, thousands, hundreds and thousands of years ago. Then that practice was kind of lost. And then Mikao Usui studied in a Buddhist monastery, and he found a book on healing. And so reading a book, it's a little bit more dense than understanding it. And so he read it, meditated on it, and then he kind of connected with his spirit guides through meditation, through his inner self. And he developed the technique of Reiki. And that's the original Reiki form. And since then, it just evolved and it's grown and it's been channeled into different things. And so this, what you feel, is just the energy that I relate to most. I get that a lot. Yes. So before I start doing my Reiki sessions, I call in sacred space using shamanic rites to protect me and protect you all from any energy that might be moving. And so that way it's just a safe space. And so the energy I take through pulling, there's like a visual representation of any heavy energy you feel kind of being lifted off. And then I use selenite to kind of replace it. So those that are healing, they're just kind of vibing with it. Those that are in pain might feel the pain a bit more, but it's a space that allows you to process it, that allows the energy to just flow through you. It allows you to heal. And so I mix kind of Reiki and something known as shadow work together, where I'm like, don't run away from the pain, kind of face it. Know that you're protected, know that there's light flowing around you, know that there's energy around you. And it's okay to cry. It's okay to feel whatever you feel. And if you look into the chat, everyone's feeling something a little different. Someone feels cold, someone feels maybe hot, or someone might feel sadness. And so this energy is intuitive. It's alive. It knows where it needs to go to heal. Allow this to be a space to let go of that heaviness. Right now I'm using selenite. Thank you. Thank you all for hanging out and vibing. If I miss any questions in the chat, I'm sorry. It goes by so quickly. Yeah, tonight I'm gonna do maybe a few more minutes of kind of pulling and clearing, and then I'm gonna I said it earlier, I'm gonna be focusing specifically on solar plexus. And so that's on your body, that's just above the belly button. That's the force. It's the center of your strength and your power. But you might feel this energy all over. Hey Jen, how's it going? Thank you. So yeah, as I'm pulling, any heavy energy, imagine that being lifted off. And for me, I'm visual. So for me, I feel it as kind of like dark threads, dark ribbons that are being lifted off, sifted through. So I've been seeing a lot of people saying like, I've posted a lot of videos of Reiki recently, and a lot of people are like, how is this? How can you do this online? Or like they can't feel that energy, but it's like, it's about your intention. Reiki travels through time and space. It goes where it needs to. It heals where it needs to. Yeah, I feel like a shift. I feel like a lot of heavy energy. There are different places. You could look up different Reiki practitioners. My first mentor was Melissa Crowhurst. She has like online tutorials. YouTube has a free tutorial. They just don't pronounce the words properly. But if you just look up Reiki instructor, wanting to learn Reiki. Reiki is a form of energy healing. I'm sorry, Rachel. Yeah, Melissa has a course on Udemy as well. But like mine's was, I did it through her first, and then just for like the physical certification. And then after that was just, I worked with another mentor. She doesn't teach, but she taught me different techniques at the time that she uses. And I use that to integrate it into mine. So mine's is a mix of, what is it? Usui method. Sorry. Usui method. And just kind of like grounding into the earth. So like I call it Earth Star. Just because it'll connect you to both the earth, both to the cosmos, because that energy flows through you. Yep. She's good. She's really good at teaching the very basics. And then from there, just the more you play with Reiki, the more you're able to kind of find your own style. For the music, this is music that I made on GarageBand. I don't know the specific frequency, but I have it listed up on my YouTube. It's in my link tree. So I'm just doing healing. Melissa Crowhurst. I know how to do soul retrievals, but I can only do it on myself just because I'm not fully trained in shamanism. Hey Savannah, how are you doing? Also, if you want more, since Savannah's here, if you want more kind of like healing, if you feel like you're on the spiritual path, check out my link tree. Check out the section that says the portal. That's a place that I started kind of going there for my own healing, I think last June. And it's just an amazing spiritual community. It's like those of you going through that spiritual path, that spiritual awakening, looking for guidance, looking for community. I highly recommend going there. And like 6 days a week, tons of classes. I don't have a shaman name. I only did the 9 Moonai key rites, and now I'm trying to figure out how to proceed, just because the mesa that I want to go to, I don't know how to get there. I know how to get there, but I don't know how to, like, financially I'm figuring things out. Experiencing headaches. Yeah, Reiki helps with a lot of things. Thank you. It could help with, for me, I use it a lot with the emotional energies, realigning the energetic bodies. Yep, like 2 more minutes. I'm going to stop pulling and then I'm going to shift over. I'll be using 4 different crystals tonight. Citrine, bismuth, cat's eye, and bumblebee jasper. Mesa, I saw, it's a lot. It's literally just that full transformation. So I'm just doing Reiki healing, kind of healing the energy, mostly creating a safe space mentally to process any emotions that you might be going through. The citrine orb, yep. I'm using selenite right now, just because I'm still in the clearing phase of everything. Just a bit more pulling. Just because there's a lot of people, there's a lot of heavy energy. I don't know. I've just gotten used to doing Reiki on like a giant scale. So for me, I don't feel the shifts the same. I kind of mix Usui Reiki, psychic Reiki, and then one that I channeled myself. So like I'm like protected, and I kind of imagine myself shielded. So the energy is just, it's intuitive. It knows where to go. It knows what it needs to do to heal. So like I said, the next crystal I'm using is citrine. So this is for solar plexus. This is just above the belly button. If you want, you could kind of like rest a hand on your stomach. Imagine radiant light flowing through the body, healing through it. And yes, if you want, you could just close your eyes, just listen. The energy gets transferred to you either way. But let me know what you're feeling as I kind of transition the energy through this. Let me know if you feel any shifts. A lot of these are gifted to me. I think Cherie's going to be doing a crystal sale tomorrow. So if you follow Cherie Mystic tomorrow at 7:30 Eastern time, that's a great, fantastic place to get crystals. This is citrine. I just did the clearing. Tuesday, sorry, Cherie. I thought today was Monday. I don't exist in time anymore. Yeah, so this is just for your strength. You might feel it in different places as well, because all of the chakras are aligned in different ways. They connect to each other. So it'll give you strength back, and that strength will start flowing through the other chakras as well. Sorry, Cherie. But yes, follow Cherie Mystic Tuesday, 7:30. She'll be doing a crystal live. I could sense the energy, and so for me, I feel this heaviness because I'm kind of clairsentient. That's my main source of like energy, the main kind of divination stuff that I work with. So like I just feel heavy in the chest area, and so that's kind of that heart energy. And I know there's a lot of heaviness. I know everyone's kind of looking at the world and is terrified, and I feel like that's the narrative has been pushed that way for months and months and years and years. So the goal of this is just to release that energy, recharge your energy. Hey Shai, welcome in. But yes, everyone please follow my moderators. They are amazing. They're handling a lot right now. Yes, so once you jump in, because it's intuitive energy, it's instantly going to start healing. It's instantly going to start shifting, and it knows where to go. So if you want, taking a deep breath in and just slowly exhaling. And as you exhale, just imagine any of that heavy energy kind of lifting off, disintegrating, dispersing, kind of transmuting back into light. Yes, it does help with physical pain. I know with like minor pain, headaches, it can help a lot with. Yes, so you could feel it as warmth. It can feel like tingling. Yep, every time, because for me, I don't have kind of the higher like clairs. Everything for me is just clairsentience. I could only feel. So when those areas do start working with me, I see them as ribbons. I see them as just kind of ribbons lighting up. Hey Adam, how's it going? Pain is both trapped energy and energy that needs to be moved. So yeah, you could consider it trapped, blocked. People's belief is probably the strongest thing that this world has seen. A lot of people will come into my lives and say like, these are just rocks, or this is just a placebo effect. But what is the placebo effect? It's sort of like literally doctors and scientists will give people sugar pills and people will get better because they thought that the thing that they were given would make them better. So what if you thought you would get better? What if you thought you could heal? What if you believed that? Like doing the work around it, doing the shadow work around it that prevents you from manifesting the things that you want. Yep, a lot of hospitals do Reiki as well, just because like there is an energy force and it does help patients. And even if there is no power in these crystals, there is power in words. Words are spells, and if I say this is going to help you feel stronger, a lot of people feel that shift. The Bible. Someone said the Bible warns against this stuff. If you think Jesus wasn't a Reiki practitioner in his own right, and a shaman as well, good luck. So someone asked, yeah, Holy Spirit, what is that energy? Is that not Reiki energy? Is that not energy that people are tapping into? But it's so many different names. There's so many different names. Prove it by scripture. The book wasn't written by Jesus. I'm talking about the man's actions, friend. Look at what he actually did in the world. And that's the thing, the greats of those time periods, Jesus, Buddha, all of those energies. I forget when Lao Tzu wrote the Tao Te Ching, but they're all connected. They all talk about different energies. They all focused on feeling loving energy and sending that energy to other people. And so both in the Reiki practitioner that I trained in and both in the shamanism practice that I trained in, it's about healing other people. There's no evil that could come from that. You can't do that. It's against the practice. And a lot of religions, a lot of the religions try to take our power away from us and not allow us to feel the energy that is already there. Thank you for the hat. I'm going to switch over to bismuth now. The bismuth I'm using... So bismuth is a metal. It is a rare metal. This one's man-made, but it's used for all chakras. I picked the yellow one just because we are focusing on solar plexus and strength. But you might feel this shift into other areas as well, the other chakras. A lot of people have been feeling off, and what we could do when we feel off is going into grounding. I have to touch on a few different subjects just so I don't get distracted. But grounding, connecting yourself to energy, meditating, going out in nature, being present while you're in nature. Other things you could do for grounding if you can't go outside is kind of narrating to yourself. What are you doing? What is happening? What are you feeling? Kind of like you're writing a novel. Kind of noticing all those aspects, saying it out loud or writing it down. Other things you could do to ground, the easiest things that I do is just pick up a book and start reading out loud. It forces you to focus, and that's meditative because it is a focusing effect. Because if you pick up a book, start reading, it's like you're processing it, you're comprehending what's happening, and you're using the physical body to say what's on the page. That helps a lot too with anyone that's having kind of an emotional trigger, anxiety, panic attack. If you have like PTSD or complex PTSD, and you're having kind of that trigger moment, kind of stepping away from the situation, bringing yourself back into the body. Yes, reading is meditative. I like reading out loud because that's engaging so many different senses and energies. But even if, as you're just reading a book and enjoying yourself, you're comprehending it, and your mind, for those of us that can visualize, are visualizing it and creating these mindscapes and these places in the mind. And that's what that is. Kind of tapping into that energy. There's energy in books. And then someone asked about shadow work as well. So when you are triggered, something happens and you feel upset, you feel anxious, you feel the panic attack, journaling is the best way to go. And it's kind of just playing detective. Why do I feel this way? What made me feel this way? And so for me, I keep a journal in my phone just because it's easy to just have somewhere there to just start jotting down notes. And so just writing down what you're feeling. Why was I triggered? What happened? What was the event that happened? Why did it happen? Where in my past has it happened where I had a similar response? Because now we're going to start tracking. Where did it come from? Because a lot of times triggers that push us into these panic states, there's something that's happened before in the past that push us into these responses. That's a good question. So after you figure it out, it's kind of like, you'd have to do this in a moment where you're not kind of like panicked, a moment where you're just kind of calm, kind of in a contemplative state, but kind of visualizing yourself. I would do a meditation on inner child, because you want to heal the inner child of when those events happened. Even if it was like a few hours ago, going back to that version of you that felt hurt and offering them the love and support that they needed that you might not have received while you're in that moment. If you found the trigger where it went all the way back, if you go all the way back, same thing. Offer yourself the love. Because that's what's really important. And it takes time. So once you find that trigger, once you find that what triggered you, what memories triggered you, what version of you is wounded, 2 weeks. I would say 2 weeks meditating. Meditating on visiting the inner child, offering the inner child the love that they need, allowing them the space to break down and cry, to process those emotions. Yep, also always seeking therapy, seeking guidance. It helps a lot. This one is bismuth. I do a cord cutting meditation. During my Reiki sessions, I also do cord cutting on my one-on-ones, but something you could do, because sometimes, like, let's say there's someone that it's a breakup or something like that, so intrusive thoughts will continue coming in. What I have to do is recognize when those intrusive thoughts are happening, then meditate. For me, it's always meditating, visualizing them being there, me just telling them like they've served their purpose. I know what we had no longer exists. If you want, you could imagine the soul contract with them, imagine taking it, setting it on fire, and then from there just creating a door that they could walk through and leave. And as they leave, you close it behind, and that door, that room that you visualize is kind of like the mind space, and you telling the mind like, I'm done, I don't need this person decided to walk away, this person XYZ, whatever happened, close the door, let the door fade away. That's just like an easy meditation that I did, but like the repetitiveness that you have to do sometimes to try and like push those thoughts out and bring yourself back into harmony, it takes time. Someone had asked about panic attacks earlier. If you are kind of going through that panic attack, if you are feeling that heaviness, getting out of the scenario that you're in that's causing that, first of all, giving yourself space to kind of back away from it. When you can feel safe, deep breathing in through the mouth, just breathing directly into the stomach as much as you can where it's not painful, but like you could just focus on that. And as you exhale, just same thing, just through the mouth inhale, through the mouth exhale. If you want, just focusing on the breath, focusing on the energy there. because it's panic, it's fear. And so there are other meditations where you kind of lower the rate in which you're exhaling, but in this case, because you're in panic, you need to breathe more, because when you're in panic or the anxiety, you stop breathing, and so that causes a physiological experience where it makes the anxiety worse, because it feels like everything's kind of closing in. So you have to kind of roll your shoulders back, breathe into the stomach as much as you can. Kind of like, you know, when you go for like a run and you're just winded and you're just deep breathing, like that, but like not hyperventilating, but like taking those deep breaths in and then exhaling. And it helps a lot. So like breath work is something that helps a whole ton. Thank you, Anne. I'm trying to cruise the waves of the chat that's going. Grief is a lot. Even if someone passed away several years ago, that pain could sit with us, that grief could sit with us. But I like to think, like for us, it's the narrative and the story we tell ourselves. I like to think that when those that have moved on from the world, that their energy stays with us. They join our spirit guide team. They communicate with us in different ways. Sometimes you hear a song and the lyrics are something they would say, or it's a song that they liked, and I feel like that's their way of just being like, hey, I'm not in the same form that I was in, but I'm still here. And I think that's important. Yeah, if you want right now, I feel like a lot of tense energy as well. Taking a deep breath in, like I was saying, and just slowly exhaling. And as you do, let any of the heavy energy just fade away, wash away. Yep, that's my point. I do this to make people stop scrolling. Because why are we here? Why are we here scrolling on TikTok? Because I do this too. I have too many hours logged into the clock app. We're trying to escape. We're looking for something. We're looking for something that we haven't found. Because we've been going through a lot. Everything's just chaos. So we scroll and scroll just to try and like numb everything that's going on. Numb ourselves. Find that thing that can make us laugh. Find that meme. Find that funny video. Or find that video that relates to us. And it's a lot of energy input, a lot of energy intake. You're taking in a lot of ideas. And sometimes it's good. But a lot of times it's like we're trying to escape from something. And so sitting there with our thoughts, meditating, because you'll feel it. Your mind will start kind of reaching this aggravated state of mind where it's just like scrolling, like I just need my next fix, I just need my next hit. And that's what the app does too. It's sort of like a dopamine hit. You get enough likes, you get dopamine. If you see something that makes you laugh, it's a positive reinforcement that this was good, I should keep doing this. But like setting timers is good. Like a lot of the information I have, I got from this app because I had found myself both on like spiritual TikTok and like therapy TikTok. A ton of information, but like I'd always kind of research it, look up other people, what they would say on different things. Because I did, my background is, I have a bachelor's in psychology. I studied science, I studied psychology, I studied all these things. It's hard when we've gone through a lot and we've suffered. Loving ourselves, loving who we become, especially if we feel a lot weaker, it's difficult. You need timers and a parent to take your phone away. I do too. But allowing yourself the grace to feel the pain that you do feel after going through everything, that's important. That's the phase that you're in right now. If you feel trouble, like loving yourself, you're kind of going through a phase where it's just hurt and pain. You remember how you were and you want to get back there. And so it's just sitting with the emotions, writing down the emotions that you feel. In time we adjust. In time I do believe we adjust to what we feel. I'm going to switch. I don't know how this looks on camera, but I love it. I love cat's eye. Oh, it does have that shine. How can I do this? Sometimes when I'm bored, so if you If you need a distraction, cat's eye I recommend, just because like when you tilt it, it has that shine. But this is I was reading online that this is good for anxiety. It does, right? Sometimes I'm just spinning it and I'm like, this is pretty. I don't know why. It is. I'm gonna buy like a bigger block just to hold on to. Yeah. So yeah, this is about sorry, tiger's eye. I have a cat, so I'm like, it looks like his eye. Yeah, is cat's eye something different? We'll figure it out. It's shiny. I know that feeling. When you're afraid, when everything just feels heavy. That's true. They are just big cats. I'm glad you're here. Yeah, David Cross keeps following me around. I'm going to be on for maybe another 20 minutes or so. Yes, this is tiger's eye. Yep. Yes, this is good for anxiety and worry. Because normally the crystals I use it's been like obsidian and selenite, just because of my Scorpio sun. I'm like, I need dark and I need light. That's all I need. That's all I want. But for the lives, I'm trying to branch out more. See what I could bring to it. Thank you. Yeah, I've seen like shiny glasses and I'm like, I want something different. Oh, selenite and obsidian are my two favorite crystals. Scorpio gang. This was in a chakra set that was sent to me. But like I said, on Tuesday, Cherie Mystic's gonna be doing a sale. You can check out what crystals she has in her shop. Yeah, I'd recommend tiger's eye then, if they have anxiety. Obsidian is great for protection. It's gonna be shifting energy around a bit. Yeah, I'm kind of curious how this looks. Oh, that's cool. It's got a nice effect. Yes, everyone, please follow my moderators. They're all amazing. It's a little tiger. I like that. It looks like butterscotch. This is candy Reiki. That's what we're doing tonight. There are different shops. If you want specifically, you could check out like Etsy. Just search up tiger eye and just kind of notice kind of like shop ratings and then the size of it. I would recommend like palm stones. They're a bit bigger. They're kind of like that big, just because it helps more, especially if we have anxiety or like ADHD. Yeah, it's a great confidence boost because it helps with anxiety, and it's also for solar plexus. Yes, candy Reiki is peaceful. I'm glad you're all here. Thank you all for hanging out. Thank you all for being respectful. This is tiger's eye. Welcome in. No, I would still recommend using medicines, seeking out therapy, but it doesn't help. It doesn't hurt to have something a little extra. I think bracelets are effective. Just because like I have like ADHD, so like for me it's like just having something that I know is there, something that I can kind of like fidget with as well. I think that helps me. I don't do, I've channeled light language before, but I don't do them on lives. I'm not sure what the most powerful one is. It all depends what you're healing as well. Light language is kind of like a channeled language. Some people are able to tap into higher dimensions, and it gets a little wild. But it's just sort of like this inner knowing of what the language means, but it's not like written down anywhere. Shielding. Negative energy always will show up because we're meant to be here to kind of surf through negative energy, but before you leave the house, before you go anywhere, kind of imagining yourself in a ball or an orb of just energy. And it could be an element, it could be like fire, water, earth, air. If you're visualizing air as a shield, I like to imagine it as sort of like silver ribbons. Those helps a lot. Yeah, the anxiety can be a lot. That's why I still say, like, take your meds, listen to your doctors, listen to your therapist. They know what they're doing. So, like, whatever I offer here is not like a full alternative. I'm not saying, like, jump off whatever you're already doing. I'm saying if you want, you could add and mix different things. Alright, I'm gonna switch to the last stone, just as we're wrapping things up. I don't know where to put this. I'm running out of space. This is Bumblebee Jasper. So same thing. I feel a lot of movement, a lot of energy flowing. So I just like the term alchemy just because it resonates with me. Alchemy is an old practice that was used with the idea of transmuting different elements into gold. And so I use it just because I see us as transmuting ourselves into newer versions of who we are. We are all alchemists. We are all shamans in different ways. This one tickles. I like this one, but this one, it's a bit trickier just because Bumblebee Jasper is if it's not coated properly, it can be acidic. I'm not sure what ultra means. Oh, you mean like alchemy? For me, it just means transmutation. I feel like yes and no. Shamans connect more with the earth. They communicate with the earth. They communicate with earth spirits. Alchemists are more focused on energy that's around us, transmuting energy. But in a way, they could be similar. But sort of like in the book The Alchemist, the one that's depicted there is similar to what a shaman would be. The one that could read signs, one that could read omens. It looks like a big crayon. It's a point? I forget. Now I want giant crayons. I think that'd be fun. Giant crayon Reiki. I think that'd be that would be something. It does look like a crayon. Yep. Yeah, if you feel like itchy, it might just be releasing a lot of energy from the throat chakra as well. I'm glad that it's helping. Yeah, I was like, what should I end with? This was like kind of one of the bigger crystals that I had. I'm like, this is the one. Yeah, so that could be like throat chakra. It's probably releasing energy from the throat chakra and also infusing it with power and strength. It went on the crystal. Holy solar plexus Batman. It could be a movement of energy, because all of these are focused on solar plexus, and that's kind of the stomach energy. Yeah, the way that we feel energy can shift and it can change. Yeah, you're going to feel energy in different ways. Either it'll make some people sleepy, you'll feel more active. You might just be more in tune with those chakras. Thank you, Julie. But yeah, I'll start winding down soon. Let me know how you feel. Let me know if you feel that energy shifted at all. If you feel a bit more calm. And I try to do this every Friday. My schedule's been all over the place, and just energy's been heavy, so I haven't been consistent. But I'm planning to do one probably Monday, and then next Friday as well. But yes, as I'm winding down, just kind of like follow my moderators. And Tuesday, Cherie Mystic is going to go live with a crystal sale. So if you're looking for crystals to buy, feel free to check her out. Follow her page. I'm going to switch over. I'm going to use selenite to wrap things up. These I do post on my YouTube as well, because a lot of people do come into the chat and it's like they just kind of want peace. They want quiet. They use this as a space to just kind of listen to something to fall asleep to, just because the energy is very just chill, very calm. Cherie Mystic. Cherie, if you want to, I love the hat. Cherie, if you can just comment, if you're still here, Cherie, if you want to comment in the chat, just to let people know. There you are. Trying to think what else. I do one-on-ones. I'm figuring out what to do with Patreon. I started a Patreon this week. I'm figuring out what I'm going to put there, just because I wanted kind of like maybe a more affordable option to put like meditations up there. Some sound healing up there as well, just because I do a lot with tuning forks as well. I'm figuring it out. I'm all over the place. But anything you're looking for, check out my bio. Check out my link tree. The music is up on the link tree. My YouTube is up on the link tree. One-on-ones, Patreon. My insight timer's up there. How can you meditate? Earlier I spoke about just kind of like reading. Reading is a good meditation. Being mindful. And so I like to write. So if you think in terms of being a narrator in your own world, as you're kind of walking around doing things, kind of notice or narrate what's happening. I'm walking around. I'm washing dishes. Temperature of the water. What does the water feel like? You want to be more present, more aware. So this is a meditation you could do while being fully immersed in whatever you're doing. No Mud, No Lotus. The Miracle of Mindfulness. Those are 2 books by Thich Nhat Hanh. Those are very helpful. But being present. Breathing exercises is a way of meditating. Noticing as you inhale. Noticing cool air as you inhale. And as you exhale, noticing how it shifts into warm air. As you're walking, just noticing the pressure on your feet. You could put on meditative music and just kind of listen to it. That's another thing you could do. There are tons of meditation apps that help as well. So I suggest building kind of a toolkit of what works, what doesn't work. Just kind of playing around with it. Power of Now is really good. I'm sending you all a bit of healing energy, light energy. energetic shielding. So if you want, imagine an orb of light kind of shifting around you, kind of like a bubble. Allow that to protect you. Breath work. There are different things you could do for depression. I'll always recommend seeking therapy, seeking someone to talk to, someone that could give you the proper guidance. But on your own, doing breath work, looking up breath work exercises on YouTube, breath work practices on YouTube, that helps a lot. Meditation, because I think that depression has a lot of definitions, and one of them that comes into mind is just sort of like it's anger that was suppressed to the point of like powerlessness. So even like reimagining what that energy is, what created that. Journaling, I feel this way because mantras help, going out into nature helps, but being present when you're out in nature. Noticing, being among the trees and the plants. And even if you have to say it out loud, like what it feels like, describe it. Fully immerse yourself in the experience. All right, everyone. I'll be signing out. Hope you're all feeling better. I know it was a bit of a chaotic week, chaotic night, chaotic live stream as well. We got a lot of people rolling around, but I feel a huge shift in energy. I feel a lot more peaceful with everyone that's going on here. Tonight might be busy, but this weekend I'm going to try and post this live up. That way, if anyone wants to catch it over the weekend or any of the previous lives that I've been doing, that will be up there. I think I've done root chakra and sacral chakra, and now solar plexus. Did I do sacral? I did some of those. We'll figure out what I did. All right, everyone. Thank you all. Thank you all for hanging out. I hope you all have an amazing evening. I will hopefully see you all soon. Take care.